Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. I'm your host, Javon Harrington, and today we're going to be starting a new series here on the channel, that being the Eminence and Shadow, No More Heroes. What if Sid Kagenou was DeathStroke, Season 1, Part 1. In case you're wondering, yes, we are still doing Naruto King of the Beast, but I'm going to be moving that video to the afternoon scheduling or early evening, depending on your time zone. So this is what we're going to be doing going forward. We are getting back into the double uploads, if you will. As far as my health goes, I'm doing fine, everyone, so no need to worry about that. I am taking it, one day at a time, but I am doing the double upload because these stories are a lot easier to do in a double upload format, hence why you don't hear any background music. That kind of saves time, and it's a little easier on me because scheduling and editing, that takes a lot. So going forward, we're probably not going to be doing a lot of music in the background, but that's just to save time and to be more effective. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. No matter how powerful you might be, there is always someone out there stronger than you. These were the words that haunted Sid Kagenou. His whole life, he had always dreamed of becoming a hero. A dream that many have in their youth but slowly dies away through the age of adolescence and young adulthood. Many go on to leave such childish notions behind, but for Sid Kagenou, he never left that realm because it was a dream that he wished to make a reality. The fact is, there were those in the world who were good and evil, at least as good and evil as you could judge on a scale of justice. And whenever there was evil in the world, good would have to rise to face it. Kagenou tried to be that good. He spent years practicing various forms of martial arts, learning and mastering any sort of weapon he could get his hands on, and turning the most mundane of objects into a weapon of justice. His preferred favorite, the crowbar. However, in spite of everything he'd done and everything he had learned, ultimately, he came to one crushing reality. He would just never be strong enough to enact the kind of justice that he wanted in the world. Sure, he could train his body to become the strongest there ever was, but if he was surrounded by a bunch of military-trained gunmen, that would be the end for him. And let's say he managed to overcome all of that. If he overcame every obstacle that could ever be thrown at him, if someone just decided that they wanted to, drop a nuclear bomb, then that would be it. All of his efforts, all of his training would amount to nothing, as he'd simply fade away into the void. But he continued to train, even if it was pointless, even if it was in vain. But all of that changed on one particular night. Kagenou was out in the forest, practicing his martial arts in the peace and tranquility of the darkness, only the light of the full moon to guide him as he volleyed through the trees. But his training was stopped instantly. It started with a whooshing sound of air. It sounded like a car had sped right past him, or something along those lines of great speed. It crashed into a tree about 30 feet away from him. He went to investigate and to see what had happened. There he saw a man. He was battered and beaten, dressed in crimson red with streaks of gold. At least what appeared to be gold. He looked like a superhero, a beaten-up superhero, a wannabe Scarlet Speedster, if you do say so yourself. Sid Kagenou would approach the would-be hero as he collapsed with his back against the trunk of the tree, sliding to the ground, holding what appeared to be a small box. You okay over there? What the? Who are you? You know, it's common courtesy to give your name first before asking of someone else. What are you, some type of hero? You could say that. I'm in so much pain. You look like you got ran over by a truck. Yeah, I feel like it. What are you doing out here, kid? I was just training. What are you doing out here? Tell me something. Do you know the Justice League? The who? Justice League? You don't have that here? I'm sorry? Is that some type of rock band or something? I guess. Okay then. So there's no league in this world. Look, kid. You're not going to believe a single word that I'm about to tell you. And trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have any other options. I need you to take this box. Why exactly? It's a power. There are dangerous people trying to get their hands on it. Can't let it fall into their hands. Sid Kagenou would take the box. As he opened it, he saw what appeared to be some sort of stone. It was about the size of a food pill or something along those lines. It was glowing with a bright, radiant energy, akin to a glowing emerald green. What the hell is this? It's a reincarnation pill. Reincarnation. Under normal circumstances, Sid would have been inclined to believe that all of this was some big, elaborate joke. But his mind was a lot more developed than the average person, so he could take in that what was happening was true. Although, at the same time, of all things, whoever's after this must be pretty bad. Yeah, and by my calculations, they'll be here in about the next 30 seconds. You need to take that and run. Run as far as you can and hide. If you can't find it, then they'll leave, and your world will be spared. Spared from, you've got 15 seconds, kid. Now get out of here. Heeding the warning that he had been given, Kagenou would immediately rush off as far as he could. He'd made it little more than 15 feet away as he ducked behind some bushes, as another blur of speed and light would appear. This time, a man dressed in the reverse colors of the would-be hero in red, almost like he was the inverse of that hero. Well. Wally. Always trying to make things difficult. You know, you have been a thorn in the side of the regime for a while now, and the big guy, quite frankly, is sick of your antics. I mean, picking a fight with the League, that's one thing, but you chose to steal from the big man himself. And you really thought there wouldn't be any consequences? Well, you know what they say. Third time's the charm, right? Yeah, for those who have a death wish. Look, Wally, I'll be on the level with you. You're going to die. I mean, we've given you chance after chance after chance, and you've simply refused to fall in line. Now, your execution is supposed to be swift. After all, you know how he is. He's merciful. He's not trying to have you suffering in your final moments. And honestly, you should be grateful that he sent me after you, because if he were after you, well, let's just say, you don't know what true pain is. I see right through you, Thawne. He jumped at the opportunity to try to replace me. Tried to replace my master. All just so you could become his lapdog. You know, I admired Barry. Really, he was my role model. He inspired me to want to be a hero. You call yourself a hero? You're nothing but a murderer. A lapdog for a vicious gang of psychopaths. Oh, Bill, Wally. You go saying this stuff, you use these words, and you really hurt my feelings. Look, I'll be entirely honest with you. I don't give a damn what happens to you, Wally. Truthfully. I mean, you can drop dead now for all I care. Although, personally, I'd love to see what he'd have in store for you. But that's not why I'm here. I came for the goods. Now, I know you're fast, but you're not fast enough. So it's somewhere in this world that you've managed to sink your teeth into. Which, by the way, impressive. I mean, Barry could have gone faster, but that's neither here nor there. Point is this. You're going to give me what I came for. Then I'm going to drag your sorry ass back to the regime and let them deal with you. Now, you can tell me, or I can kick your ass. Now, I'm going to kick your ass. Then you're either going to tell me, or I'm going to kick your ass some more. And you know me, I've got the stamina to do this all night long. I can break every bone in your body, and just when you're almost healed, I'll break them again. And again, and again, and again. So how you want to do this? The easy way or the hard way? Because this little piggy went... Kagenou watched from the distance as the man in yellow was torturing the hero in red. His name was Wally. Well, nice to put a name to a face, but more importantly, the guy in yellow was bad news, especially if he was after this. But what could he do exactly? He could try to bury it, hide it somewhere. No, this guy obviously had the power of super speed. He'd just scoped through the whole area till he found it. Unless... was this opportunity? Was this fate? Was it destiny even? Kagenou wasn't entirely sure. He took the reincarnation pill. He thought about it for a moment, and then he swallowed it. It tasted like rancid death. But at the same time, the exhilarating power of its properties filled through his body. Well, call that insurance policy. I'm sorry, Wally. You probably didn't want me to eat that, but I consider it fair compensation. After all, I'm the one that's got to save your ass. So, how do I deal with this speedster? If I come at him running at full speed, well, to him I'll be running in slow motion. No, I'm going to have to use a good old diversion tactic. Grabbing an old piece of rope that he saw lying on the ground, He would take one of his crowbars and fashion it into a delayed pulley system. Hopefully, it would give him just enough time to get around the way. And when the rope finally gave out, it would send the crowbar flying at the yellow speedster's direction. If Kagenou had to guess, he'd probably be able to stop it just in time. But that quick diversion is all he was going to need. With one good crowbar, that left Kagenou with only one chance. One opening to get a good hit in on this guy. Where am I going to want to strike him at? I could try hitting him in the head. Might give him a concussion, but he'll probably just shake that off. I could go for a body blow, although I doubt I'll do enough real lasting damage. Alright then. Looks like I gotta bust him in the kneecaps. After placing the trap into its final trajectory, Kagenou would move around the forest, watching as the speedster was so enthralled in beating up on Wally that he wasn't paying any attention to Kagenou's movements. He waited to get into position, getting as close as he could without being seen or heard. Wally was having a time of it. He was coughing up teeth and blood, and he was being bludgeoned to death. But, just as Kagenou predicted, the rope would finally give way and the crowbar would be sent flying right in the yellow speedster's direction. In the midst of the beatdown that he was giving him, Eobard Thawne would stop just long enough to finally realize what was coming his way. He stopped in mid-motion as he grabbed the crowbar in mid-air, almost a bit perplexed that he allowed himself to get so caught up in Wally's beatdown that he didn't even realize this was aimed right at his skull. It left him more confused than anything. Truly perplexed, actually. Because who in the hell thought that they were actually going to get the drop on Eobard? Oh, God! Oh, my knee! Oh! Yeah. I gotta say, nice handiwork if I do say so myself. You little when I get up, I'm gonna, Yeah. I know you're probably about to do some great big villain monologue, but I'm just gonna keep bashing in your ankles with this crowbar. And with that, Sid Kagenou would proceed to lay the biggest beatdown of his life, bashing in Eobard Thawne's knee and his ankle with as much force as humanly possible, before finally snapping it. You little, when I get up from this, I am gonna drag your face onto the pavement, you hear me? Oh, God, you're gonna be, What the hell, kid? Wally said. I didn't know you were, Yeah, come on, we gotta get out of here. With that, Sid Kagenou would help Wally onto his feet as the two of them began to give way. You think you're strong enough to run? Not at this moment. In case you forgot, he was kicking my ass. Yeah, I saw that. Where's the package? Oh, it's in a safe place. Safe place? Kid, where is it? I ate it. You what? Look, I needed compensation. I don't just go around saving people for free. What the hell? Do you have any idea what you've just done? Or maybe it's for the best. He'll never be able to get his hands on it now. It's gone forever. But you've just doomed your world, kid. No, I don't think so. How long do you think it's going to take for him to heal from that? Well, you did give him 12 shots to the knee and to the ankle with that damn iron crowbar. I'd say we got a few minutes. The two would make their way onto the main road. My house isn't too far from here. All we gotta do is find a way to lay low for a while, and then we can figure out our next... Sid would look down to see that Wally had a yellow arm protruding through his chest. Kagenou, get out of here. Wally would grab hold of the hand that was vibrating through his chest cavity. If he had any strength left, he would just take him out along with him. Let go, you damn little Kagenou. Get out of here. With that, Sid Kagenou would run away as far as he could, getting as far down the road as possible before Eobard would finally rip his hand from out of Wally's chest. As Wally fell to his knees, he looked up to Eobard, who had a look of anger and disgust on his face. It's over. You'll never find it. I guess you lose. You weren't fast enough. Enough of that. Now on to you, kid. Sid Kagenou was running as far as he could. He'd made it about half a mile down the road, only to see that the man in yellow was standing just 10 feet away waiting for him. Hey kid, remember me? What happened next was the beatdown of a lifetime. If you've never had a fist connecting with your face almost 1,000 times a second, then you've truly never had a real beatdown in your entire life. When it was all said and done, Sid Kagenou lied on the ground, his arms and legs twisted in the opposite direction, his body beaten to an absolute pulp, multiple broken ribs, a collapsed lung, a punctured other lung, internal bleeding be damned, and enough concussions to probably put your favorite sports team to shame. Hey, do you hear that? Sounds like a semi-express truck heading down the road. Indeed it was. It'd be arriving in about 15 seconds. With that, Eobard would raise Kagenou's head so that he could look those headlights right in the eye as his face got smacked in. Well, seeing as how this is the last time you and I are ever going to meet, I want to make it memorable for you, kid. You know, all of this could have been avoided if you just stayed out of my fucking way. But, tough shit. Now, I'm gonna get out of here. You enjoy that. Bye-bye. At the last second, Eobard would move out of the way. And with that, the life of Sid Kagenou came to an end. A bloody, mutilated end. At least, that's what you think. But, funny enough, that damn pill actually worked. The next thing Sid Kagenou knew, he was opening his eyes. He was smaller, His arms were shorter. His hands, they were baby hands. It had worked. That reincarnation pill, it worked. Although maybe a little too well, because Sid Kagenou was not back in his old world, no. He was in a new one. And not just any world. As the young baby was held in his father's arms, he looked down at the stand beside the bed next to his mother. It was a newspaper, and there he saw him, the yellow speedster, along with 6 other individuals, heroes as they were called. But Sid Kagenou knew the truth. He knew who they truly were. The regime. The bastards that got him killed in the first place. Of course, this wasn't going to be easy. Not by a long shot. He'd have to go up against 7 of the most dangerous individuals on the planet. But he wasn't too worried. Because in this world, it was a whole new ball game. The deck had been reshuffled. And it was time for a new power to take its seat at the table. Yes, the regime was strong, but he was going to become stronger. He'd become the embodiment of the shadow, the Eminence in shadow, the sword of justice. He would be their final reckoning, the DeathStroke. And he only had one mission, one objective: kill the Justice League. This concludes The Eminence in Shadow, No More Heroes. What if Sid Kagenou was DeathStroke? Season 1, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned this evening as we'll continue with Naruto King of the Beast. What if Naruto was Swamp Thing? Season 2, Part 5. But anyway, stay tuned tomorrow as we continue with What if Sid Kagenou was Deathstroke? Season 1, Part 2. That's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.